Leland's still with us. Leland, I think about the optics of this. I mean, Trump loves to be in front of the camera. I'm sure he's loving this moment. He's heading off to the stock exchange now. Presidential transitions are always pretty interesting, and each one is a little different. But this one more so than most, as much as we're seeing President-elect Trump right now.
We've never seen a sitting president recede into the curtains of the Oval Office or the White House residence in the way that Joe Biden has. And given the floor, right, the real power of the presidency, Richard Neustadt once said, is the power of persuasion. Donald Trump now is covered as if he is the president because he's out there, he's doing these events. You're right to point out there's few things Donald Trump loves more than an award that involves business, where he can talk about how the stock market's gone up and he's built big buildings. And this gave him all of those things. You know, for so long, Donald Trump fought for acceptance inside the New York business community. And now you have the entire New York business community there salivating and hanging on every word as he gets this award, gets to ring the bell at the New York Stock Exchange. This is dream come true for Donald Trump.
Right.
In so many ways. Loves an award from Time Magazine, on and on. So there you go. I think the most important thing you pointed out was who was there behind him. Doug Burgum, important to point out, nominee for Secretary of Interior, who is going to be basically in charge of drilling permits and trying to open up energy. That's what he did in North Dakota. I thought it was really interesting that Ivanka was back, somebody who was really not around much during the campaign. She played a pivotal role in the first term. No indication she's going to come back to the White House, but that was significant. And Melania Trump as well. And he talked and sort of, made a point of talking about the First Lady in a way that I thought may harbinge sort of what Melania Trump's role in the second administration looks like. So there you go. We knew we had to stop before 9:30 because that's when the New York Stock Exchange opens and the bell is rung. But this is Donald Trump's sort of happy place, if you will, and I think he enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah, it's the victory lap continued. RFK Jr. also behind him. Leland, one more final question. He hinted at the fact that he wants to invite some people that maybe his staff isn't so keen to the inauguration. Any guesses as to who he might be considering?
Well, Xi Jinping's on the list, right? We've heard that as him being invited, which I think would be a first in history of a Chinese leader or a major foreign leader coming to a U.S. inauguration. Donald Trump sort of wants to reset and make this point that he, through force of personality, can make deals with the terrible people of the world. Also the optics, right, of forcing a Chinese leader to sit there and watch American democracy. Pretty bold. Who knows whether Xi Jinping shows up and what sort of message that would send of saying, this is how we do it in America, Mr. Dear Leader. This is the juxtaposition of China. The one thing about Donald Trump that we know is that it's the Trump show. He said that to Playboy magazine in the early 1990s. In an interview, he said it's called The Trump Show, and it is sold out everywhere. And Donald Trump views the presidency in that way. So stay tuned. These are episodes, and he's producing them himself to have maximum effect and maximum amount of eyeballs.
Well, and he's got the ratings right now to do it. Leland, thank you. I'm interested. The boats in the water still in Washington. The boats came out of the water here in Chicago a while ago. Does that not freeze over?
It doesn't freeze over. It's a great question. Wow. There's actually a lot of people in the area that I am in that live on those boats year round. It's a lot cheaper. In fact, Joe Manchin, the senator of West Virginia's boat is about 3 piers down that way, and he lives there all year. So some of them, they shrink wrap, and then other folks, they live on all year, and you see them walking the dogs in the morning.
Fascinating. What a view. Leland, thanks, and good morning to you. Always fun. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.